Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Warhammer 40k RimWorld Let's Play. So, a lot of time has passed since the end of last episode, and you may notice that there is quite a bit of blood around. So we got our first proper 40k attack off camera. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording at the time, and I didn't think it would be worth pausing and turning on my recording software for. But it turned out it was actually a bigger threat than I imagined. These Necron scarab swarms here, there was only one, but it was drop podded into my base. And it took the entire group meleeing it and shooting it to kill it. And even then, I think we had to melee it to death while it was down for about a day before it went down. And it was just one of them, so I'm a bit concerned about future attacks from these 40k factions. We've got a lot of blood to clean up, but the base has been expanded quite a bit, and we've also managed to recruit Bishop. So I meant to rename Orange and Bishop off camera, but I'll do that before I start recording the next episode. I've already got names lined up for them. I just need to actually change them. We've added 2 more solar panels. We've finalized another hydroponics room over here. It just needs to be kind of furnished now. I have changed up this room a little bit just because it felt like we weren't making enough food. You may notice that this storage area is completely empty right now. It's because we ran out of raw food resources. But part of that was because we had a solar flare. And so both of these rooms went down for about 2 days, and so we weren't producing any raw food for those days, and we had to completely restart on growing them. So we're kind of playing catch up with that, but we still have plenty of food. We have the 11 packaged survival meals from before. There's also a bit of chocolate laying around all over the place, and then we have 34 meals that have already been cooked. And the cows are giving us pretty constant food resources. You may also notice there's a camel laying here. So a couple of camels came onto the map, one of which was a manhunter. We killed it and ate it. And the other 2 were male and female, so I went ahead and I tamed them. And my hope is that we can use these as pack animals for caravans, because I've read that they are pretty effective for that. And since we're in the desert, I imagine they're probably the best thing we could come by for it. So we've got a male and female camel now. They just kind of wander around the base like the cows do. Let's see, what else has been done? We've been able to mine a little bit this way. I think we've harvested like 2 of the Prometheum nodes here, but there's obviously quite a bit there still. We're working on our cooling hub. Although you can see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, the temperature indoors is pretty insane right now, but that's because it's fairly warm outside. And technically this is still outside because this is open right now. As soon as she finishes that, this will be indoors again, and hopefully with all of these coolers running, we can eventually get that temperature to drop. I do have all the doors to the bedrooms held open in here to hopefully cool them more quickly. But I'm wondering if it would have been smarter to maybe double wall this thing, just because I'm worried that this is bleeding a bunch of heat into the base. But there's not a lot we can do about it at this point. We've obviously built too much around it already, so that might just be something we have to deal with. And then the walk-in freezer has been walled off. We just need to actually put the coolers down. I'm going to arrange them like this and leave this open to the air. That way they can cool the room and just bleed all the heat into those 2 squares that go out and up. Somebody suggested doing it in the center, but because this is an even tiled room, there was nowhere that I could do it that would not take up a bunch of space or be off center. And I know a lot of you guys don't like asymmetric stuff, so this was the best I could do. And we're just going to have 2 doors, one that opens on this side so that food can be easily transported to the nutrient paste dispenser, and the other that will allow us to go or come and go from the kitchen more easily. This is eventually going to get knocked out, I think. These 2 right here. this and this is also going to go. Again, I just closed this area off so it would become an interior cell and we could cool it, but basically as we expand and wall stuff off, I'll knock these down and we'll just kind of, you know, keep it closed off as we go. So anyways, let's get the clock rolling. We're having some major break risks with Orange. She's just not happy about a lot of things right now. She was injured as well, but it looks like she's healed up. She's very warm. She's also not too happy with our current environment, probably all the blood. And she's jealous of Bragg's bedroom. She'll get her own bedroom fairly soon again. She'll probably die of heat stroke if I move her into one of these though. So that's the only reason I haven't yet. Well, that and the lack of beds, but yeah. So we're just moving things along. The batteries have gotten shifted over here as well. So things are going, just very, very slowly at the moment. But yeah, man, those Necrons, boy, did they hit hard. There doesn't seem to be anything we can do with these. I was a bit curious to see if they worked like some of the other enemies in this game where you can harvest parts off of them, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Let's see. Elk. Do we want to risk it? I should have jumped to location. That was a mistake. There they are. Do we want to risk shooting at some elk? I don't know. To be honest, I'm not that concerned about our food right now. I don't think these are too far off from being harvested. It should only be a couple days and we have a decent food supply. Oh, we're also shifting weapons and stuff. Weapons in Dead Man's Clothes over here. Apparently the dogs are doing most of this work for me, which is great actually. But yeah, I want it over here so that we're not wasting space in this one with stuff that serves no purpose. I just wanted to make sure I kept it roofed because eventually we're going to try to sell this stuff. And then our hay grass is coming along slowly. The Devil Strand is coming along even more slowly, but at least we're able to grow it. And then I thought we had a cotton harvest, but we may have just missed it. I haven't seen any cotton in here. We got some synthread and some hyperweave from drop pods and stuff, but not enough to actually do anything with. Ah, we do have a bit of cloth. So we have 62, but I don't think that's enough. Because I went ahead and I unsuspended this. But I think we need, yeah, 100. So it's not going to happen until we get more cloth. But we do have cloth growing in here. It's just going to take a while because, again, everything got shut down. And then we have some raw neutromine just kind of laying around because there's nowhere to put it. But I'm going to continue to forbid these as they get moved. Again, I don't want anybody using them. I just want them over there. I forgot to toggle the outfits. Because I did set up outfits for all these people. I just can't apply them to everybody because, you know, some people don't have Imperial Guard outfits yet. But I forgot to toggle them to the people that did. And so, out of nowhere, I just see Remy walking around in a bowler hat and his armor. And I was like, what? Okay, so Orange, what is your deal now? You're still hot. I should just keep you inside. Is there any clothing that hasn't been worn by a corpse that would keep you a little bit more cool? I could put you in a bowler hat. Would that help with... No, apparently that doesn't do anything for temperature. Just for... Oh, it does insulate you slightly against heat. But it's more for social impact. Let's see. I don't think there's really anything I can give her that's going to help. This is awful quality. It's probably not going to be any significantly better in terms of temperature. So I think we're just going to have to live with her being right on the edge. She's been on the edge for a while. So I don't think anything's ever going to come of it. But we're just keeping an eye on it. Looks like Murgo's trying to recruit Grasshopper there. So hopefully we can make that happen fairly soon. I'm a bit worried about Mirage. She, I think, got the worst of the damage when we fought that Necron. Because she was, I think, the main target for it. Especially since she was in melee with her spear. I think she took the brunt of the damage. And so, she did suffer some pretty decent blood loss. Orange, why don't you go relax or something? I mean, honestly, if she breaks, I'll just arrest her or something. It's really not that big a deal, but I hate seeing that notification in the out of the corner of my eye. So I think I got everything there, and that frees up a bit of room here. I'm not going to move the helmets. I don't see the point. We'll actually use those, but if I need to, I'll move them over. It's just I don't see a reason to do it now. Low food, yeah. I know, but it's not a problem. These are pretty close. Those are pretty close. So we should be seeing a harvest not too far off. And I imagine these and these here will carry us in the meantime. And again, there's like chocolate and stuff lying around, so they can snack. We also got some Spectago tea, which I'm going to allow them to drink, but I do need to kind of monitor that because they can get addicted, I think. I'm pretty sure they can get addicted to that. Let's see. So what are these guys doing? I have them all set to 0. Not that it really matters, as long as it's set lower than whatever the current temperature is, it should be helping. Who's nude? Well, Skinner, why did you... He's not happy with being nude, but he's the one that made himself nude. Is there any pants that... Okay. Go put those pants on. Okay, so... Oh, Clinton. Right, so yeah, they're really not pleased with this hideous environment. I can't do a lot about it. You know, there's blood everywhere. And this is after they've cleaned it up for a while. So, he's just going to pace around in this room, which, you know, whatever. Do what you got to do, man, as long as you don't hurt anybody else or yourself. So let's see. A lot of tattered apparel. I'm trying to deal with that. We are almost done. Well, let me pause. We're almost done with powered armor. I decided to prioritize that over las guns after we finish the las pistol, because this, I believe, will give us direct access to, where is it? Some stuff shifted around. There we go. So yeah, we should be able to do the flak armor after this. And I will prioritize that as best I can. In fact, I should unqueue the las guns, because I'd rather do this first. Then we'll get everybody in flak armor. I may make them helmets and just store them. I may not. But we'll try to get everybody in flak armor. And I'm also working on the bodysuits as well, or the jumpsuits. Again, we just need the material, which is sort of coming along. We have a little bit of cotton growing and a bunch of devil strand growing. So it's just a matter of whenever that stuff is, you know, available. I don't know what the flak armor is going to require for us to craft, so we'll have to kind of wait and see on that one. It does look like the temperature is falling off here. So if we can get this down to, say, 30, we can start moving people into these bedrooms. And in fact, I think I'll start furnishing them. So let's see. We actually do have quite a bit of wood. I think we had a harvest over here. I don't know. There was a lot of plant cutting happening, or harvesting happening. And I wasn't fully paying attention, so let's see. We could do a bunch of wood double beds, and supposedly these are more comfortable than the steel ones. Let's see, 0.75. If we made them out of steel, they would be also 0.75. So it doesn't really matter what we make them out of. Steel is honestly becoming harder to come by, just because we're using it for so many other things. So I think we will use the wood. I don't have a ton of other uses for it. And we'll just throw some down in here. Let's go for some symmetry, I guess. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. And build a copy there, because this one's going to have to be either here, or even if we do a single bed, it should probably be shifted over or something. I'll do a double bed there though, because it's not that much more wood. And again, that way if any of these people end up as part of a couple, I can just move them into the same room, not need to worry about the logistics of moving beds around. And let's see, is all of this forbidden? I'm really trying to get them moved into those bedrooms, because as soon as we do, I can turn all of these into guest beds and we can start having traders come. But until we have those, I don't want to risk inviting them and they get upset and never come back. So I've been holding off for that reason. But we're getting very close to the point where, again, we can start moving people in here. The temperature is really starting to cool off. I think I can actually raise this. And let's just set the target temperature on these to 20. I just had it at 0 because I needed it down. And I don't think it would necessarily cool any more quickly, but, you know, I wasn't worried about a set temperature. I just wanted it low. And if we overshot it a little bit, it wasn't a big deal. So we'll try 20. We'll see if this little bunch of coolers is able to hold that temperature. Oh, what's Clinton's deal? Awful barrack, jealous of Bragg's room. Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it, you guys. It looks like Murgo was able to talk him down, so that's good. Hopefully they like their new bedrooms. I mean, if they're jealous of Bragg's, one would think that they would like this as well. I should probably get some furniture happening in there as well. I've just been doing like dressers like this. Sure. Although that is a very tight squeeze. And then I think the other one I was doing... Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. So 40 in Furniture Plus and 50. So why would I use that one then? I'm only going to use the one from Furniture Plus. Okay, so let's do that. We'll put dressers down. Hopefully that's the right direction. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll never be able to tell the difference. So we'll throw those down, and then we'll do end tables there, I guess. I don't know if that's facing the proper direction either. But something like that, and then we'll do plant spots around as well. I don't know if I want them wood, though. I'll hold off on that. But somebody should get around the building. Why are you hauling uranium? Where do we get uranium from? They're probably just laying around somewhere. But we do have a bunch of limestone. I guess I could make limestone plant pots. Mirage, how is your health doing? She's recovering. Just gonna take a while. She's one of our main builders and miners, though, so that kind of hurts to not have her working. Let's see. Let's go ahead and open these up so that people can eat. And where are we at on these? Okay, so the harvest should be good to go on the next day. Oh, also another thing I wanted to kind of a question I wanted to pose to you guys is, Bragg is currently our chef. Very passionate about it and 11 skill. But he is also decent at construction and mining and a little bit at crafting. Bishop, our newest recruit, is equally passionate about cooking, but also not quite as good at 9 rather than 11. But she's also got a lot of other passions, including mining. So what I've been doing is having Bragg continue to cook and having her mine, because she will, you know, get better at it. Whereas I don't know if there's much else he can do that he'll improve at other than fighting. Yeah, I could make him warden or something, but we've already got people doing that. So I guess my question is, should we continue to have Bragg be the cook and make Bishop do other things, or should we switch it? I'm not sure where we should keep those people, because honestly we have a bunch of animal handlers that we don't really need. They have other things that they can do, but their main skill is animal handling, and that makes things a little bit difficult for me to manage because I just don't know where to put them. Looks like we're getting this main hall area cleared out, which is pretty good, and she is cranking through these beds and furniture. That is fantastic. So let's see. I'm just going to do them in order. So this will be Halleck's room. That will be Remy's room. I guess I can put Murgo here. So set owner Murgo. We'll set owner Orange. Where are you at? There you are. And this one will eventually be Clinton. And then we'll just kind of continue with that. So Skinner will end up here, Mirage, Peter, Bishop, and then whoever. Yeah, about this compacted Prometheum, if you notice the like HP or whatever it has, it's been taking us an eternity to dig this stuff out. It's really slowed down our mining progress. Also, I need to make sure that they keep building roofs over this area or we're going to lose AC. Oh good, power armor's done. Or powered armor, not the power armor that we're looking forward to. So yeah, let's cancel that. I want this instead, and we'll make that too. And then the issue becomes actually producing this stuff. So we need an Imperial Fabricator. We have 50 plasteel, or at least I thought we did. Maybe we're a little bit short, but we can probably come up with more. We have at least 25. I thought we had more than that. There was a bunch laying around over there. I wonder if it just didn't make it to the stockpile yet. I'm sure it's laying around somewhere. 15 components is going to be difficult to come by. 250 ceramite is going to be pretty difficult as well. But I'm pretty sure we've seen it on the map. Is it? I think it's this. Yeah, there's I think a lot here. I'll make sure that somebody really good at mining harvests that so that we get the best possible yield from it. And then the steel, it's just going to take us a while to get. It's around. We just need to dig it up. And then we have to figure out what room we're going to put that in. I was assuming one of these. And then once we have the Imperial Fabricator, we can use that to build the necessary components for an Imperial Weapons Fabricator and an Imperial Armor Fabricator. And we can do all three of those in one room, although they are going to take up a lot of that room because they are 5x2, like the high-tech research bench, so they won't fit on that wall. We'll need to put them like there, and we can have another one like overlapped in the corner here, and then maybe another one along the other part of the wall or something. But yeah, we can get them all in one room. It's just not going to leave a lot of room for anything else. In fact, I might tell them to stop harvesting that so that we can get them to start harvesting other things that we need. So let's see, I'm going to order some mining of this. And I've already got steel queued up just about everywhere. Seema, don't you have something better to do? Why aren't you building? Alright, well this is going to be Hallex. Let's see, yeah, the temperature in here is reasonable enough. And it should continue to drop, so I'm not worried about moving everybody in here. They should be pleased with their new bedrooms. She's down to a minor break risk, so that's good. But you're not sharing it. I guess it's because the doors are open. Maybe when we close the doors, that'll go away. I guess we'll see. And I do need to add another cooler in here still. I just didn't want to do it until this was all taken care of. Because anytime I open that, all the cold air bleeds out. Oh good, we had a big rice harvest. Nice. I wish you would have put those down here. Let's see, I'm going to configure these for simple meals. So get rid of the fine meals in there. Come on. There we go. Yeah, get rid of the... Oh, that's a double, right? Whoops. Somebody will haul those over to here, and that will be a more effective use of that space. And then we'll put the simple meals here when they start getting crafted, and any excess will end up in the prisoner area. Okay, so things are coming along. Things are coming along. Next is going to be... Oh good, Mirage finally healed. Next is going to be the freezer area, which honestly hasn't been... I thought it was going to be a lot harder on us not having that, but it really hasn't been an issue at all. These refrigerators were enough to, you know, keep the meals that we had cooked fine, and then the raw food and stuff keeps for quadrums at a time, so it's not like we're losing food to that. I'm gonna slow things down because I feel like things are flying by. It says we're dangerously low on food, but I don't think we are. I think we're doing perfectly fine. Let's see. Everything got moved over here, right? We'll just make sure to forbid some of these. This actually reminds me, I did download the sidearms mod. I just haven't activated it yet, so that's something I need to remember to do. But we do have the ability, once I add that, to give people like knives or, for example, someone like Mirage who's very melee focused. I could give her, I don't know, like a power sword or a chain sword, and then like just a las pistol as a backup. Not that she'd be very proficient with it, but at least she would have a ranged attack. And I mean, there's other ways that you can do that without that mod. You can of course just have them pick it up and put it in their inventory, and then drop their primary weapon later, and switch to the backup, and then drop and switch back. But obviously that's difficult to do in the middle of a firefight. So with this mod, it takes away the micromanagement aspect, and you can just, you know, press a button to switch. Oh man, I cannot wait to get this area built, and this area, especially when we can start forcing prisoners to do a lot of the resource gathering for us. It's going to make things so much easier, because then we don't need to worry about going and looking for steel. We should always have some. I am worried that this area might not be big enough though, because we also need to add in a platform for them to store the resources, but I think I've given them enough room with the 12x12 square and a little bit of buffer that I can just have it kind of overlap a little bit and things will be okay. But we'll see. If we test it and it doesn't work, then we'll just have a smaller platform and somewhere for them to immediately move it to that is you know, more spacious. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've unforbidden this room so we can start getting that put together. Because I'd like to have another full hydroponics room for food up and running. That way, if anything, we have excess food production. Because right now, I think we're going to just get by, given how many mouths we have to feed. Because keep in mind, we have all of these colonists. What is that? 11, and then we have a 12th mouth with the prisoner. And we should have enough power to handle that, because again, we did add these two, so we were, or at least we appeared to be fine before. And this is adding, or this is using less than these two adds, so we'll just have to keep an eye on the batteries at night, and they shouldn't deplete fully. But if they get close, then we'll have to maybe look at adding some more solar panels. I also want to add some wind power as well. I'm just not sure where to put them yet. And those are a little bit more finicky regarding their placement, so I don't want to do that until I know for sure where I want them. Okay, so they've built those. I'm going to go ahead and unforbid the steel doors. We want to make sure those get built. Did I not... Hold on. Is that floors? Yeah. Did I not... Okay, apparently they just haven't done it yet. Because I want to make sure that that gets floored too. I don't want that to be open dirt. And then we would go to production, and we're going to start throwing some of these down. Let's just start with a few for now. Because these don't use up that much power. They're just expensive resource-wise to build. But if we can get more rice running, that would be fantastic. And eventually this whole thing will be rice, and I'll convert this over to... I don't know yet. We were running some neutromine. I'll probably start doing that again once we have a freezer to store it in. I can't do Devil Strand in those for whatever reason. Devil Strand just doesn't grow in hydroponics basins, so we can do cotton as an alternative, or we can just leave the Devil Strand outside and rely on that, because honestly Devil Strand is better than cotton, and the growth rate, it's actually a pretty substantial difference. This is growing like twice as quickly. Let's see, paved tile, no. You can work on that. But yeah, we got to get this built. And once we've done that, food should no longer be an issue. Steel is going to be difficult to come by in that large a quantity, though. 'Cause we still need 600 to build those, or at least the one Imperial Fabricator. That's another thing we should do, is queue up some of these rooms to get cleared out. I gotta remember the shape, because once I mine them, the planning markers go away, which is something I don't like, actually. The planning markers should always stay there. But once I mine them out, those will disappear. So I'm wondering if it might be better for me to mine out everything around it. Like do this, and then build the walls, and then mine out the hollow part last. And see if that's an easier way to keep track of the room shape. Because I don't want to, you know, I did all this planning and then I mine it out and I lose all of it. And I make one mistake and everything's all off. It just seems like an absolute disaster. So I'm going to let her finish mining that one. And then I'm going to cancel the rest of these Prometheums, because they're just taking way too long. And we don't need this right now. We have no use for it at the moment. So there's no point in spending that much time digging it out. Let's see. 40 degrees indoors. Why is that? Are we... I don't think they're building roofs. Yeah. When they mine stuff, I don't know that they're expanding the roof with it. And so that's letting hot air in. Is there anywhere where we're missing? I don't think so. Huh. Visitors. Send them away. I don't think it'll be too long before we have some guest beds freed up. We have 2 right now, which is not great. Preferably we want all of those freed up. And in fact, are we out of wood? Is that why they stopped building beds? It is, okay. Well, I don't want to use steel, because I need the steel for other things. When's the next wood harvest? It's going to be a while, I think, unfortunately. Yeah, that is a real shame. I can make them out of limestone. It's not ideal. Huh. Well, one thing I can do is, let's at least get these lit. Nope, furniture. There we go. Oh, come on. Line up like all the others. I'm going to have to wait then. We need to run conduits through this. It's going to really bug me if every single light connects in the same direction except for one. So let's run conduits through here. Make sure that's connected as well. Why? I swear I did that. And then we'll do that. Yeah, I missed this one too. What the hell? Okay, but yeah, we'll get those filled in, and then they should connect just like all the others. Once that is done, we'll add lights in here. For now, I can do... Let's make sure these are as comfortable. I don't think it matters. So let's see, we'll do limestone. And these are going to be offset this direction. And I'll do this one as well. I'll just do them all. We have plenty of limestone lying around. We don't really need to build any walls right now. So we'll just get those all thrown down. And hopefully, the problem is you can actually distinguish the difference, like this steel bed versus this wooden bed. So that's going to bug me a little bit, but we're just going to have to live with it for now. Once resources are no longer scarce, I can, you know, make them uniform. That's not a huge concern at the moment. So Bishop is going to mine that out. That's fine. We'll get that walled in. And then we'll leave the doorways open and just dig it out from the inside. And that way we'll already have the shape. And don't need to worry about building walls in a certain pattern because they'll already be done. The real trick is going to be keeping them from walling themselves in somewhere and dying. That will be the hard part. Ooh, we're getting a little bit low on food, actually. Let's see. Alright, so our Flak Armor research is done. The las guns are already queued up, so I don't need to worry about it. Let's see. I told the cows that they could wander. And I was hoping that that would get them to eat other things other than our raw rice. I don't know if they're actually doing that. I guess I need to keep a better eye on it, but yeah, I need to make sure that they're not like eating all this stuff that we harvest, because they can eat the regular grass on the ground, and I'd prefer that they did that. Let's get rid of that and just make sure that is in fact being researched. Fantastic. So once we get the production facilities up and running, we have the technology now to mass produce the armor and weapons to outfit everybody. And that that Flak Armor research does also give us access to the Commissar stuff. I don't know if I'm going to use all of it because I haven't retextured it yet. And honestly, I think I don't like the way really any of it looks. I may try to do that before we end up using it, and I'll use the regular like black duster as a template, and I'll try to make it look more like the actual thing rather than in the mod. It's just sort of like a all black. It's a black duster, but it's closed, but it's like literally jet black, not like, you know, a dark gray that's supposed to be black. And then it's got like red trim on it, but I don't think it looks good. And then the hat, I could tell what they were trying to do, but it doesn't really work, and it just looks like this weird pointy triangle on your head. So I'm gonna go about tweaking that, and I don't know who our first Commissar is gonna be. I was thinking Mirage, because her skill set, I think, is I mean, there's other stuff that she can do, but she's very melee focused, unlike everybody else. I guess you could potentially be a decent one. But I could make you a decent shooter as well, whereas she is going to be melee no matter what. So I think it's going to be Mirage just because she is a dedicated melee fighter. But we'll see. We may get another character that changes all that. Bishop, what were you all about again? You really like melee, but you can also shoot. So I think I'll try to just train her as a shooter, because range combat is obviously preferable to melee when we can help it. So if I can give them a lasgun and have them, you know, hide behind cover, I'd rather do that than giving them, say, you know, a steel knife or a chain sword and putting them in harm's way. But we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to end the episode here, and I'll keep playing a little bit off camera just to see if I can, you know, make anything else happen. If there's anything interesting, I will definitely jump back into recording, and I won't miss another Necron Scarab Swarm attack again. It caught me off guard. They literally drop potted right into the corner of the base. That's why this slag chunk is here. But yeah, they literally drop potted into the base, damaged these walls a little bit. Luckily, they didn't destroy it and open this up. And it was just the one, but it took everybody to take it down. And so next time, I'm not going to underestimate it and think that, oh, this will be done in a second. So yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it here for now. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.